we talked about the parts profit. We talked about some tools to use for labor profit. Now I want to get into the end result, which is the net profit side of the business. So I want to go through the formula just so you understand. Often shop owners can get confused the difference between gross profit and net profit. So your management software figures some of this out for you, right? It figures out your gross profit dollars, and pay attention to that. But what we're getting at is sales. And remember, we really only sell two things, parts and labor. So my parts sales and my labor sales minus my cost of sales. So what did that part cost me? And what did that technician cost me to repair that vehicle? So when I take my parts sales and my labor sales, that total sale amount, and subtract my cost of sales, my parts cost and my tech cost, what is left is gross profit dollars. And you see that in your management reports. But that's not the money that ends up in your bank account. Because when you're left with your gross profit dollars, you have a lot of things yet to pay for. So you have to pay all the other expenses in the business. The marketing, the utilities, the phone bills. I've got to pay my service advisor. I may have to pay my CSR, the bookkeeper, the rent, the marketing costs. The list goes on and on and on. And then what's left over, which is usually a tiny little bit after I pay those expenses, is what's considered net profit. And that's what you need to focus on, the net profit. It's not the top line revenue sales, but we can control the gross profit. So we're going to control that gross profit by watching our margins, and then we're going to control our expenses by looking at any unnecessary costs in there, any waste. And I would suggest you do that monthly, kind of pay attention to that. Look at these numbers because the goal is to get to that net profit at the bottom.